And my next guest says, have no doubt, you will be getting your car cleaned. Republican Congresswoman Michele Bachmann says it'll happen sooner than you think. Congresswoman, good to have you. You know, many people can play fast and furious with the numbers, but you're arguing that this is going to be quite expensive. $145 billion expensive?
Oh, I think even more than that. I think we need to take the advice of the top senior advisor to President Obama, who, remember, the initial marker in President Obama's budget was $646 billion, and his senior advisor said that number is actually more likely 3 times that, so approaching $2 trillion. These are amazing numbers, but it should make sense. This is the chief revenue raiser that President Obama has in his budget.
Is the method in the madness, or the madness of the method, by that Congresswoman I've heard from those who see the long-term benefit of this, that if the price does go up, it forces conservation on the part of businesses and individuals, so it is a long-term positive. You're not buying that.
I'm not buying that, because this proposal is all pain with very little gain. Because if we give the environmentalists everything, believe every premise, put into place every reduction in carbon emissions, even if we do everything they say, Neil, by the year 2095, we will have reduced carbon emissions less than a fraction of 1 degree. In other words, it's not even measurable. So we could essentially pass what could be called a China-India stimulus bill, hurt our American economy, ship jobs out of the United States to benefit China and India and other developing nations, and for what? All pain, no gain. Negligible reduction in carbon emissions. It's a really foolish plan, and I think the American people better wake up quick, because our American standard of living could be greatly reduced if we don't.
The White House says you're throwing up fear tactics. What do you say?
Well, it's fearful because of what they're doing. This is their message. These are their numbers. And the problem with the bill that is just being introduced today, and the first hearings are being held today, we don't have hard numbers from them yet. We're going based upon estimates that the White House is giving us. So the statistics that we're giving people and the statistics that are being put out today are that this will be all pain, very little gain.
If Republicans had things their way, besides, hunt for more oil and that sort of thing, what would you do?
Well, what we would do is try and find solutions to answers and incentivize programs that bring about energy with less emissions. Nuclear energy, that's the most obvious answer in the room. The more nuclear power that we have, Neil, the cheaper electricity will ultimately be, and the cleaner energy will be. It has 0 carbon emissions, if that's really the concern. And then also we could incentivize new natural gas plants, new coal plants that would have the newest, latest technology. If we would offer an incentive program by accelerating depreciation and offering subsidies for coal-fired plants with new clean technology, that would truly lower the carbon emissions. We can only go with technology that exists or that's possible. We can't mandate unreasonable reductions when there isn't even technology out there to do it. What that means, Neil, is that we will have the American business community won't even have access to energy that they need, and that will put a cap on economic growth, and it will trade away American jobs. That's not the scenario we want for our future. But isn't that the gist of it, though, Congresswoman, that in any other time, a more enlightening or improved economic environment, Republicans might consider some of the stuff the White House is kicking around. But you guys are saying, because things stink economically, and this is going to be pricey, I guess in the eye of the wallet holder, but it's going to be pricier, then this is not the time? Is that it? Oh, goodness, no. We need to go with the science. I mean, the Republicans are embracing science. The science doesn't show that the carbon emission reduction will even work, and it doesn't show that there will be a problem if we fail to do this. Gotcha. So we need to stick with the science, and we need to count the costs before we put this radical Obama plan into place. The American people don't want this right now. They're rejecting it, and we're with the American people on this one. Congresswoman, always good to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Neil.